Hello everyone, my name is Katie. I am the Introverted Reader and welcome back to my channel, or welcome again if you are a subscriber. I'm so happy to see you. So today's video, as promised, is my wrap up for the month of June. Now, I kind of overestimated myself for the month of June, if I'm being honest. I did pick out way too many books because I thought, oh, I'm gonna read all of these and it'll be great, but I didn't get to all of the ones that I wanted to get to. One book that I am very nearly done with, like I literally have a little bit left. I'm gonna finish it today, but that's Traitor to the Throne by Elwyn Hamilton. It's the second book in the Rebel of the Sand series. I am nearly done with this. I'm listening to the audiobook. I only have a couple more chapters left. But yeah, I'm going to be finishing this today, and I just wanted to mention it because I did start it in June and I almost finished it, but it never got finished. But I'll talk more about it in my wrap up at the end of July, which I could blink and it could be the end of July tomorrow. Anyway, two other books that I wasn't able to get to in the month of June is Camp by Elsie Rawson and Life of Riley by Simon James Green. I know I could have read this. Because it's a short little middle grade. It would have taken me no time, but it just didn't work out, unfortunately. I wasn't able to get to these two, but I am reading a whole lot of heavy fantasy in the month of July, so if I need to take a break, I have these two on the back burner. But anyway, on to the books that I did actually finish. Now, I ended up completing 10 books, 3 of which were actually comics, but I count those. I did have one DNF in the month of June, but the bundle of comics that I read in the month of June, you're probably already able to guess. But Avatar: The Last Airbender Imbalance. This is the another little collection of comics set within the Avatar world. Why are you so dusty? Like, you've only been here a short time and you're already... That's disgusting. Anyway, so yes, this is the lovely library edition. This is not an edition that was written by the creators of Avatar. It is a part of the world, if you know what I mean. Like, it makes sense in the story and like the world and stuff. It is canon, I will say that. But it was actually written by Faith Erin Hicks, and I think was the art... Hold on, I just want to make sure I get the artist right. So yes, Faith Erin Hicks did the script and Peter Wortman did the art. So yeah, I feel like that's all the Avatar comics that are available to us right now. I hope that there will be more in the future if Avatar Studios gets their act together. But anyway, these are the rest of the books that I completed in the month of June. I'll start with the most recent and then I'll work my way down. So the one that I just managed to finish right before June ended was Black Flamingo by Dean Atta. If you haven't read this, I highly recommend that you do, because this is beautiful. This is one of the most beautiful books I've ever read. It is written in verse, so it took no time at all to read. It's about this boy called Michael, and we follow him from about the age of 5 or 6 up until he's at university. And it's really just all about him growing up as a mixed race boy in London. No, not in London. He doesn't live in London, but in England. Growing up mixed race because his mother is originally from Cyprus and his father is side of the family is Jamaican. So just him growing up and, you know, going from being a little boy wanting a Barbie for his birthday all the way to being in university and, you know, fully coming out as gay and discovering the art of drag and just, oh, and like it talks about so many different things. Like it talks about like internalized racism, internalized homophobia, and just, you know, him just being black and being proud of who he is. And there's one scene that really stuck out to me. It's him and his friends, and they're sitting in this club and they're like smoking and talking and having a good time. And his friend asks him, so what's your type? And he says, tall, white, big biceps, killer smile. And then his friend asks him the same question. And then his other friend, this girl's like him, another boy, and a girl. And the girl says she only dates black guys. And the other guy gets really, really angry about this. And he says, you both need to understand that the black woman, black man, black trans person is always the last to be thought of as attractive in this white supremacist society. We are all black and white alike, shown a beauty standard of light skin and good hair, maybe big lips, maybe a big bum, but hardly ever on someone with darker skin. When a black person says they're only into white people, that's internalized racism. When a white person says they're only into black people, that's fetishization, which is also a form of racism. If their skin or racialized features matter more to you than the person within, that's racism. I was like snapping my fingers. I was like, tell them. Like, read this book. Read this book. 5 out of 5 stars for the Black Flamingo. Oh, and 5 out of 5 stars for the Avatar comics as well. Another book I completed in the month of June was Meat Market by Juno Dawson. Would it really be Pride Month if I wasn't reading a Juno Dawson book? I don't think so. Anyway, so this is Meat Market. This is about a girl called, what is her name? Jana. And she gets spotted by a modeling talent scout person. And he immediately is like, you're absolutely gorgeous. You would be an amazing model. Here's my card. I work for this agency here. Call me. And, you know, she calls and she gets pulled into this world of modeling. And it all seems really glamorous. She's making money. You know, she's able to support her parents in a way she never thought she would be able to. But then underneath it all, you know, underneath like the glamour and the designer clothes and everything, she sees that the modeling world is really not what she perceived it to be. And underneath all the beauty is so much ugliness. Like, so much ugliness. And I would definitely look up trigger warnings for this, especially talking about weight and dieting, and also sexual assault as well is another one you should be wary of. If there's any others, I'm sorry, I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, and drug use as well. That's another one. So be wary of any and all trigger warnings before you read this, but this was so good. I love Juno Dawson, I love her writing, and I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. The book that I actually ended up DNFing was Black Wings Beating by Alex London. I got 170 pages into this and was just bored. I couldn't take it anymore. I was bored, I was frustrated, nothing was happening, and I was just like, I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. Like, I tried, I really, really tried, but it's basically set in this world where falconry is like the thing, like birds of prey are almost seen as sacred, and like they're sold and traded, and they like fight them against each other and stuff like that. And it's about these 2 twins, a brother and sister. The brother wants to be the best falconer in the world, and the girl just wants to pay off their debts. Like, she talks about paying off her debts that much. I was like, wait girl, is your last name Lannister? Like, oh my god. But like, but yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Like, birds of prey are beautiful and all, like, protect them at all costs, but I don't care to really read about them. There's a lot of falconry terminology in here, and I didn't care. And I didn't really bond with any of the characters either, so sadly, this was a DNF. Another one that I thought that I would love, but I ended up not liking as much, and I'm really sorry to have to say this, but Only Mostly Devastated by Sophie Gonzalez. I didn't enjoy this as much as I thought I would. I really didn't. The premise of this sounded like something I knew that I would love, but it didn't gel with me. It didn't gel with me at all. I liked the main character. It's basically about this boy called Ollie meets this boy Will over the summer, and they have like a summer lovin' because it's supposed to be like based on Greece. And then he, you know, ends up he thinks he's going to be moving back to California, but then his parents are like, no, we're going to stay here in North Carolina to keep an eye on your auntie because his auntie has cancer. So to just like stay with the family and stuff. And then he goes to the school, and Will, the boy he met over the summer, happens to go to this school, and things just go from there. But see, to be honest, The only character I really got anything from was Ollie. He was the only one that felt real. All the rest of them felt so flat. And you want to talk to me about a story that's based on Greece? The only thing that was that remotely was tied to Greece about this was that they met over the summer and then they end up at the same school, and that was it. That was it. And I'm so over, like, the dumb jock thing. Like, the jocks making the homophobic jokes, getting the girls to make out in front of everybody for their entertainment. Like, no. And one of the girls, like the pink ladies, I guess, that Ollie hangs out with, all had these rose necklaces on. And it's like, why a rose? Why? And it's just not brought up. He's just like, oh, they were wearing necklaces and that was it. I was like, yeah, but why though? Like, is the rose significant to their friendship? Did they all, like, why? I don't understand. And Juliet got on my last down nerve. Ugh, like, I couldn't gel with anybody else. I just couldn't do it. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought. So a 2-star from me. These two are going in the unhaul pile. Sorry, not sorry. And well, one that I gave 5 stars to was Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. Love this book. This is the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Love this. Love this so much. It was so for a supposedly young adult murder mystery, like, this went places I didn't think it was gonna go. Like I had a theory in my head as to how the mystery could pan out. Did it work out in my favor? No, it didn't. Like, I love this. 5 out of 5 stars, and I'm so excited for the 3rd book. I think there's gonna be a 3rd book in this little series, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. 5 out of 5 stars. I'm just going to go through these last ones quickly. The Introverted Reader Book Club pick of the month for the month of June was Boy Queen by George Lester. I'll not talk too much about this, but it's basically just about this boy who goes to a drag show for the first time and he sees a drag queen and he thinks to himself, oh, here, I want to do that. I want to be a drag queen. So that's it. I have a full review of this on my channel if you want to watch it. I will leave it linked down below so you can get my full thoughts. But I gave this 5 out of 5 stars too. The next book I completed was Hani and Issue's Guide to Fake Dating by Adiba Jagardar. Love this. This is so funny and witty and adorable, and just, she wrote the Henna Wars as well, which is up there. Adored this. Absolutely adored it. 5 out of 5 stars. And the very last book that I'll talk about that I started in the month of May, but I finished it in June, and it was You Will Get Through This Night by Daniel Howell. He used to be known as Dan Is Not on Fire on on YouTube, but he just goes by Daniel Howell now. If you're a fan of his videos and whatever, you know who he is, but if you haven't heard of him, I highly recommend his YouTube videos. They're really, really good. But he recently came out with this. I think he wrote it during lockdown, and this issue is signed. And yeah, it's basically just all about mental health. He worked alongside a psychologist to write this, and he talks about his own struggles with his own mental health and the things that he learned, and he leaves like resources and tips and techniques and stuff like that in dealing with anxiety and depression, and the importance of, you know, eating right and going for walks and getting enough amount of sleep and drinking water and stuff like that. So I really highly recommend this. I listened to the audiobook for it, and the audiobook for it is actually really good. So I highly recommend this. I find it hard to rate nonfiction, if I'm being honest, but I think on Goodreads I gave it a 4, but like, I never really like to rate nonfiction anyway. Anyway, so that is my wrap up for the month of June. A little bit all over the place, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I will leave my July TBR link down below along with my review for Boy Queen if you're interested in hearing more about that. I try not to give spoilers, but if I end up giving spoilers, I'm so sorry. I don't think I did, but anyway, so yes, and also down below, Twitter, Instagram, Amazon wishlist, subscribe if you're not already, ring the bell, and yeah, also let me know down in the comments what you read in the month of June. What was your favorite books? Did you end up DNFing anything? And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.